It's directed by James Wan. Story by James Wan and his wife, Daniela Fish, I think her name is. Came out this year in theaters on HBO Max. And it runs about an hour and 45 minutes. What's this movie's plot?
She has a...
Who's she? You gotta start from the beginning.
I can't remember the main characters.
Explain like you're telling a story.
I think her name was Mallory's mom was having. She was having two.
Well, spoil the movie.
Well, I'm not spoiling.
Well, that what you were about to just say?
Well,
that spoils it
yeah.
for sure. That's like the big twist. The movie's about a woman who, in the beginning of the movie, is in an abusive relationship. She's pregnant, and she finds that someone breaks into her house, kills her boyfriend, and causes her to have a miscarriage. Now, the movie picks up with two different plot lines. They're following the detectives following this case, and they're following the woman, Mallory, who got attacked. So it seems as if there's a serial killer going around killing all the people related to this specific medical case that took place in this hospital in 1993. So the doctor's getting killed right before the cops are able to get there, and they keep realizing that it has to do with Mallory. Like it keeps coming back to Mallory. So really, this person keeps tormenting Mallory, and you're wondering what the connection is, and it's very, about 3/4 of the way through the movie, they reveal something, and you're like, oh, but up until that reveal, the movie is very confusing, and James Wan's made some really good movies before. Oh, let's just move on. Let's save that for parts we didn't like.
Yeah.
So the plot is pretty much this woman being tormented by this anomaly that could be her childhood friend, her childhood imaginary friend. It gets very, I don't want to say convoluted, but there's a lot going on. But anyway, what are the characters in it?
There's Mallory's mom, and her.
Well, Mallory's mom was only in it for maybe, 5 minutes?
Well, yeah, 5 minutes. And her.
Who was like a main character who was in it quite a bit.
Her sister was. I don't remember her sister's name though.
Well, her younger sister, younger adopted sister.
Yeah.
And well, she was adopted, but her foster sister pretty much. But yeah, the sister who was an actress, and I guess that's one dig at this movie is that the characters aren't really well rounded. They're pretty much the product of the title of the character, like main character's friend and police officer and tough woman police officer. But other than Mallory and her sister, we have detective. I think his name was Kerok, Kerok, so like Kerok maybe, something like that. And his partner, detective, I think her name was Diana, I want to say. But they're the ones that are investigating the initial murder of Mallory's boyfriend. And it's when they're there that they find backwards fingerprints, and they find just really weird clues at the crime scene. And I'm trying to remember what the connection was. Oh, the connection was how they... See, I'll be honest, I just watched this movie, and you know what? It got me for the first hour and 40 minutes. Then I was just like, it's unreal. But that's the thing. So outside of other characters, that's the main ones that are pretty much introduced.
Yes.
Well, things we liked. What do you got, Tim?
Pretty much nothing.
Oh. I will say there were a couple, as far as cinematography, no, I didn't like that. I thought it was too much contrast. It was really dark, especially scenes where it took place in the daytime with all the windows open. Everyone had a lot of shadows, which could have been a choice, but I didn't like that. But there were a couple shots that James Wan did, overhead shots following Mallory through her house when she's initially getting chased by the bad guy, the shadow guy. It was a person in like Halloween garb. It's weird. Looks like the Saw villain when they have the robe on and stuff. It's weird. The long black stringly hair. But there were a couple cool shots in it. The music, I didn't really like the music. And James Bond usually picks people that collaborate with him and do really well good music for his horror movies. I like the music in Insidious a lot. I thought it was really nice. A lot of strings and chords. Excuse me. Other than that, I liked the diversity of that. No, I haven't the diversity, but I like that. God, I'm really trying. I like that they saved the twist and they didn't put it in the preview and they didn't put it in the commercials and they didn't really make it obvious. They did, because I said, I'm like, she's the one doing all this, it's her. But I didn't know it to the extent of how it was her. And what they did practically was cool. So I will say that. That was neat. I like that part. Alright, what else? Things we didn't like?
There's so many things in this movie I didn't like. Like Gabriel we'd call Mallory and be like, and both Billy and I were like, don't answer it! Don't answer it! Don't answer it!
The easiest thing is like, how do you not let this person keep terrorizing you? It's like, don't answer the phone. But to be fair, if once you learn the twist, you realize like, oh, she kind of had to answer the phone. But that did bother me. And like when things would initially happen, she'd be freaking out. I'm like, call the police. Like when the first 5 minutes of the movie, the boyfriend punched her, like smashed her head. I'm like, call the police. Call the police. I'll tell you this though, I would recommend it to. Oh God, I'd recommend it to people just to say, tell me if you like this movie. And after they were done, if they said like I hated it, I go, okay. I just want to see if I was wrong.
I recommend it to anyone who likes horror films.
Really? You think it was scary?
Well, maybe. Well, at first I was going to say no one.
Well, if you said horror people, if it was a good horror movie, then I understand why you recommend it to them. But I wouldn't recommend a movie you didn't like to people that, you know what I mean? If it's a bad horror movie, I wouldn't recommend it to horror fans. They're not going to like it.
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry.
So nobody's your answer?
So I recommend it to nobody.
I'm going to give it a 5.3 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 5.1 out of 10.
Next week, we're going to wash the taste out of our mouths, and we're going to review A Time of Cashews and Nuts Abound. It's going to be good. It came out in 1902. It's going to be an old movie. But hey, whatever.
Right. I'm going to go get some popcorn.
Yep, I'm going to go poop.
I don't know what I just did.
And that's what Rocky looks like at the end of it.